Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
What's up, Alive? We are here in Rwanda, Africa, right outside of Mother Teresa's Home of Hope with our two new boys. And we wanted to introduce them to you. So, right here, this is Levi Judah Dorband. Say hi.
Say hi. Nana. Nana.
And then over here is Judah Wimana Dorband.
He's tired.
We just walked outside of Mother Teresa's Home of Hope, where for the last time these guys will be orphans. So they're no longer orphans, they're ours, and we are happy!
Say happy, 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 happy.
This is Levi Judah. I think you already got introduced to him, but he's gonna help me out in this video. And so got a couple things we wanted to share with you guys here from Africa. Number one is we wanted to say thank you so much for all of you guys who have prayed for us, and it's been a long journey. We've been going for the last year trying to adopt these guys, and it's finally happened. And literally the last week here in Rwanda, we've been working every day trying to do all these final things so we could legally take these guys out of the country. We finally got that legalized yesterday morning, and so now we're free to take them out of the country, to bring them home. And I just wanted to say thank you. It's been obvious to us that there's been a whole bunch of people praying for us through this whole journey. You know, we've been talking about how faith is this uphill journey, and having a first-hand relationship with God is sometimes this uphill climb. And I want to encourage you guys, maybe you're in one of those uphill climbs right now, I want to encourage you, keep going, keep waiting, keep praying, keep seeking God, because one day, you know, whatever you're going for, God's going to meet you in that. So say hi. Number two thing that I want to tell you guys, man, God has been doing so much here in Africa. It's been crazy. There's tons and tons of stories, which I don't have time to tell you all of them now. I'm sure over the next few months we'll be telling you guys a bunch of stories of things that have happened here in Africa, but it's been crazy. It's been a journey, but we've made it, and hopefully we'll be back to see you guys next Sunday. But I wanted to let you in on one thing. This is Levi. Say hi, Levi. What up? Levi isn't an orphan anymore. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Yeah. Levi is no longer an orphan. And I also want to show you guys Judah. Here's Judah. These guys are no longer orphans anymore. That's a cool thing, huh? Huh? Yeah, dude. But I think a lot of us, spiritually speaking, we still live like we're orphans. I mean, imagine, you guys saw a little clip outside of Mother Teresa's Home of Hope where we picked these guys up from. Imagine if me and Katie had just went there and said hi to these guys and then left them, and then every once in a while we would tell the nuns there, like, hey, tell Levi and Judah that we love them like so much. But we never actually like came and picked them up and played with them and adopted them. See, a lot of us, we treat God like that. We have this Father in heaven who wants to love us, who wants to adopt us. And the Bible actually says that God will not leave us as orphans, that He'll bring us to be His sons and His daughters. And I think that one of the things that God has shown me on this trip is that He wants a first-hand, face-to-face encounter with us. Just like, you know, He doesn't want, just like, if it's as if I had written letters, you know, to these guys and said, hey, I love you so much, I just want you to know, that would have been like second-hand, third-hand, but check this out. Like, the way God wants to love us is the way I could love this kid, and I could see him face-to-face, and he could be like, wow, yeah. And when these guys are in need, you know, they're like, and they cry, and then I go like this, and I hug them, and they cling onto my arm, and I just love them. And I think there's a whole bunch of, see, there he goes, he's crying, and I'm holding him, and I'm loving him. Yeah. See a whole bunch of you guys, you're living as orphans, and you see God as this distant God who just communicates with you through other people. And every once in a while you hear a glimmer of how he loves you. But I think what God wants to do is adopt you. He's your Father in heaven, and he wants to lift you up and hold you in his arms and wrap his arms around you and love you, just like I'm loving this kid right now. And so maybe tonight you just need God to wrap you in his arms. You need your daddy in heaven, Abba, to love you, and you need to see him face to face. And so what I want to encourage you to do, if that's you, maybe you just need to cry out to him. You just need to lift your hands up and say, Daddy, I need you, God. I need you to be my Father in heaven. I don't want you to be far off. I want to know you face to face. Like this. What's up, everybody? Say hi to Judah, Uimana. Say hi, Judah. The third thing that I want to share with you guys, straight from Africa, is this: that sometimes when we're following Jesus in life, he asks us to do things that are really uncomfortable, that are risky, that are hard. You know, this whole thing that me and Katie have done of adopting these kids is not the most comfortable thing. It's not the easiest thing. It's been this long, hard journey, and now we're here, and we're like, this is the start of it. And so maybe there's something that God wants you to do in life that's really uncomfortable. It's going to stretch you. It's going to be hard for you. It's going to be difficult for you. It's going to be a challenge for you. Sorry about all the loud vehicles, but God wants to stretch you outside of your comfort zone. When you're stretched outside your comfort zone, that is when God is going to start to come alive in you. That's when God's going to start to do big, great, incredible things in your life. And so, I don't know, like, even as we walk down the streets here in Rwanda, they look at us, we're white, and they're like, Mzungo! And we have black babies. And they're like, why do you have an African baby? You're white. And they look at us weird, and it's not the most comfortable thing, and it's not the most easy thing, but it's the right thing, that God has called us to adopt these kids. And so I want to challenge you in your faith that maybe you need to do something. Maybe God is calling you to do something that's uncomfortable, it's risky. Maybe it's in your school, maybe it's in your family, maybe God's calling you to go on a mission trip, maybe God's calling you to adopt some kids like us. I don't know what God wants you to do, but I know that if you sit in your comfortable American whatever, then you're probably not going to keep growing spiritually. And so, alive, my challenge for you today, from Africa, is don't get comfortable. The Holy Spirit will move in your life and get out of your comfort zone. So stretch out of your comfort zone, do something, whatever God tells you to do it. I love you guys. See you next week. Peace.